Welcome to the Nightly Nuge.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Nightly Nuge. Happy Thursday, Ted.
And a happy Thursday to you, Keith. A happy 2022 and a happy life, liberty, and pursuit thereof forevermore. God bless America, huh? You feeling pretty good tonight?
Well, God bless America, but you know what, Ted? As I looked at the news today, I'm just disappointed, really, in the First Amendment being eroded away. This big tech censorship is a problem. And I just wanted to get your take on the fact that a sitting House member, Marjorie Taylor Greene, former President Trump, the inventor of the technology used in this famous vaccine that's going around, the mRNA, Dr. Robert Malone, all have been banned from social media platforms, yet hardcore porn is allowed on Twitter. I see the Taliban or, a lot of these other people that are controversial are on there, but not setting congressmen, not set former presidents, and a pretty renowned doctor. What's your take on all this big tech censorship, Ted?
Alert, alert. Uncle Ted is bringing a crowbar covered in truth, logic, and common sense. Alert, alert. Keith, never in my life would I have ever thought that the First Amendment could be so openly and viciously attacked and such censorship would exist in the United States of America. Marjorie Taylor Greene is a great representative of a constitutional we the people experiment in self-government. She just reeks of truth, logic, and common sense. She fights against evil because she represents such glaring good, and that big tech would censor her and President Trump and my wife, Shemaine, who is nothing but an absolute angelic sweetheart of positive spirit and energy, is indication enough that the big tech mafia cannot be trusted. They flipped the 2020 election by using all their power of global communication to crush conservative values and conservative candidates and to literally celebrate communist agenda. Socialist agenda. The evidence is irrefutable. The thing is, the evidence that I and you find, and a lot of people searching, my buddy Joe Rogan, I did another great interview and podcast with Joe Rogan and all the different media that I do, the great Eric Bolling on Newsmax yesterday. When you do a modicum of research, you can see that powerful traditional American values, God, family, country, Ten Commandments, Golden Rule, the law and order, that man in the arena work ethic, the getting up early and being part of that rush hour and stumbling, but getting back up to be in the asset column for America. All those positive, universally desirable qualities of the American dream are literally destroyed by big tech. And if you represent God, family, country, hunting rights, Second Amendment rights, First Amendment rights, proven scientific evidence to save lives. The frontline doctors had all the evidence to save lives, while Cuomo was intentionally murdering, allegedly, elderly in old folks' homes, and the Gretchen Whitmer in Michigan allegedly doing the same thing. Who can't see that evil is celebrated by big tech and that good and decent people like Marjorie Taylor Greene are censored? And they suppress me every day, Keith. I'm glad we're able to do these nightly nude truth, logic, and common sense celebrations, because it's what I feel and experience every day on the not so mean streets of this great country of ours, but it is suppressed overwhelmingly on my Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and all these different social medias. The cultural suicide that is happening before our very eyes at the control of media, the government, academia, big tech, and Hollywood. Those are the loudest voices in our culture, and they're all anti-American. And the censorship and the First Amendment violations by them is all the evidence that we need.
Well, there you have it. You're now up to speed this fine Thursday evening. And if you come back tomorrow, we're going to have another Friday free-for-all right here on the Nightly Nuge. Thanks, Ted. I'm never going to censor you.
You got it. I'm going to get my Matthews bow and celebrate the mystical flight of the arrow. It keeps me healthy.